Well, that doesn't look like much in the scheme of things, but that is a pile of one of the shorter walls, 10-foot by 6-foot wall siding from the shed that I pulled off today. Let's go back and see what I did. Let's take you for a walk down my crappy alleyway here. There are two of the 2x4s that I reclaimed. Some other random crap. This, oh, hi, Pupper. Okay, so here you can see this is the inside of the front wall, and the side wall used to be laying on top of it, just like that one is. Here, let's see, what can I show you that makes sense? This, that, and that, those three studs are disconnected from the header up there, but they have a electrical Romax or whatever going through it, and I didn't have the right tool out here to cut the wire. It is dead. I triple checked it, so that I could pull them out of here because they're all connected. But yeah, there's the header, and it had 5 studs on it and a whole wall of siding that I ripped off. And then some other day, this one's going to be the next one I think I'm going to do. And just picking away at it. That's all I can do. And there's some of the nails I pulled. The other nails were in my pocket, and they're on the other side of this stuff. I think I started to say before my little friend down the alley started barking at me, this piece of stockade fence that's here was nailed kind of higgly-piggly to the back wall of the shed as extra reinforcement, because at some point somebody had done this number on the back corner in the shed trying to get in there to steal shit, and the former owner had just put this piece of stockade fencing up to cover it instead of having it repaired properly. Oh well, guess it doesn't matter now, does it? I have just decided that I'm going to do as much of this as I physically can do. And if it takes me a month to do it, it takes me a month to do it. I don't think it'll take me a month to do it. A pry bar and just pure stubbornness goes a long way in my world. And that's what I resorted to today. It was a pry bar and pure stubbornness. I got a lot of that to go around, I guess. I am not a shrinking violet or a delicate flower when it comes to shit like this. Boy, I wish I had. Well, I guess I'll get this all out of the way, and then I'll get some painters in here. Or maybe my sheer stubbornness will get some scaffolding and start scraping this house myself. I don't know. I know I'm going to get to a point where I probably am not going to be able to do all of this myself, just because of the size and weight. That roof is not coming apart safely as a one-person job. But the rest of this, I can get it done. So, yeah, maybe the next time I'm out here, it's one of those things where I just kind of came out here to see if I could, and then I did. And the camera and everything were still in the house, and it wasn't worth going in to get it. To have you just watch me climb around like a little billy goat on this pile of shit and pry stuff up. But I gotta say, it was kind of fun. My back doesn't think it was fun, but I have a cold beverage over there on my chair and a chair. So I think I also did not put any sunscreen on today because I keep forgetting that I live in the South now. Probably spend more time out in the sun in January in Alabama than I do in August. So I probably should have hit the hat or sunscreen because I can just see in the camera how pink I am. And yeah, I wear this sweatshirt all the time. This is a different day than the day I tore the roof off, but it's the same sweatshirt. It's one of my favorite. It says Chattanooga Choo Choo on it, or Chattanooga Choo Choo. So I think you know where I got it. And it just makes me feel like a dirty hippie, and I like it. So there. But did I show you this? I don't know if I did or not. I'll show you now if I didn't show it the other day. I don't think I did. So we figured out, can you see it with the, get this, that is the electrical line that fed the shed. And I went to Walmart and bought a current tester thingy, electrical tester pen. It's not in my pocket anymore, I don't think. Yes, it is. So, turn it on here. Just if nobody needs to worry about me, it is dead. It wasn't when I came out here, but I went over to the electrical panel on the side of the house and flipped circuits and walked over here, tested it, went back, flipped circuits, came over, tested it till I found the right one. And now it is safely off. And perhaps when we get to a certain point where I can no longer just by sheer stubbornness and pry bar will tear any more of this apart and I need the Sawzall, maybe I'll go, well, maybe I can find one of the outlets that the exterior outlets that was on the side of the shed. If not, I will go buy a new one and kind of wire up a temporary outlet out here so that I can use the Sawzall. Maybe not. I don't think the new shed will have electricity because I have decided, that's why I got to get this stuff out of the way. I have made a executive decision to replace this shed with a Suncast, I believe is the brand I'm going to go with. I looked at a bunch of them online. You know, the ones that kind of come in parts and you put it all together. They're steel framed with resin, plastic walls, and roof. And I'm going to get an 8x10, and that will cost me about approximately what insurance gave me. I mean, insurance gave me what my shed was worth, but I also have a $5,000 deductible. So once you take away that $5,000 deductible, I can't afford to replace this shed with an $8,000 wooden shed, which is what I was finding. It might be a temporary measure for a few years, but it'll be 8x10. The old one was 8x6 by 10 foot tall. This one will be 8x10 by 6 foot tall. So basically the same size shed, just on its side. But that'll give me more floor space, so I'll be able to put more shelves in and stack more shit in there, whatever. And I'll be able to build it on the pad that the existing shed, or the formerly existing shed, was on, is 6x8, but then right next to it is the brick patio that is sound and level. So, and it goes another, I think, since I can't quite get to it, 6 feet, I think, maybe more, until it steps up one brick level to the patio that's behind the house. So I might have to build a platform for the new shed to sit on, so everything is level, because then the doors to the shed can open and not hit where the step down is. I'll figure all that out once I get this out of the way. That way I don't have to dip into my bathroom and attic stair fund to rebuild the shed, because the money I had set aside for those two jobs comes in. So anyway, the math is what it is, and the money is what it is, and I'll make it work. All right, I'm gonna go in, get a shower. Well, I'm gonna carry this cat litter boxes full of stuff up to the shed, or up to the porch, so that I'm not gonna worry if somebody steals my hand trowels and string trimmer refills. It's not gonna break my heart, but I also don't want it to just be out here in the way. So, all right, I'll come back at you later. So it's Monday, February something or other. I don't know. You tell me. And I'm out here. I wasn't really gonna get dirty and work on this stuff today, but it's such a beautiful day and I've had such crappy weather that I thought I would. But I thought I'd give you a little update. I haven't been doing a very good job of videotaping the progress of this shed demolition, partly because I just kind of work on it whenever I get a chance and not really plan, oh, let's go make a video of me taking this shed apart. Um, Saturday afternoon, I had 2 different contractors come by, companies, to look at the storm damage roof situation. Now I have to decide between the 2 of them, and that's tricky because I like them both and I think they both can do a great job, and both are working on other properties in the area that I respect their opinions on, who they're going to have trust to work on their projects. So I don't think either one will be a bad choice. It's just a matter of choosing one. So that is happening, and so then after they were done, I didn't bring the camera out and do any videoing, obviously, of strangers that are up on my roof and stuff. But I'll take you around front later and show you. One company did get up on the roof and tack down those little flappy bits of metal on above the stained glass. So I'm a little bit more weatherproof now, which makes me feel a lot better. Both of these companies think that the best course of action, and that they can get paid for it from the insurance company, is to replace my entire roof, which I didn't really want to do. I'm kind of torn on that. They both will replace it like for like, so I would still have a historically accurate metal tile roof. That was key. I was not going to put asphalt on this roof. I wasn't going to put standing seam. Standing seam metal would be my second choice if I couldn't replace it with what's already there. But they both are confident, and they're doing other properties in Selma that need the same thing. So they've already got the resources for that, which makes me happy. But it's going to be a bigger job because they're going to have to rip off the old roof and put up a new roof. But if the insurance will cover that, then I have a new historically accurate metal roof on this house. Not something I had thought about or thought was going to be an option, or wasn't in my long-term plans for this house. But I guess if I can do it, I should do it, because your roof is really your first line of defense against weather and everything on an old house like this. So I think that's what we're going to go ahead with. If the insurance company comes back and says no, just repair what's damaged and seal it and call it a day, then I'm fine with that too, as long as it's sound. I think that majority of the roof is fairly sound, but these guys were very knowledgeable, and then they did point out some areas that obviously had been lifted in the storm but not torn off, that needed to be fixed. So that's the update on that. And let me show you, then after they were done on Saturday, my friend Bill stopped by, and we went at this shed and got one more wall completely demoed, and part of the fence out of here and out to the road. And I just have a bunch of nails to pull, and I still have the roof and one more section. So let me turn this around and show you where we're at here. Okay, so for instance, one of the reasons I'm not videotaping this board, which I think I haven't got the tape measure out, but it's probably close to 12 foot long, 2x4, and I pulled all the nails out of it. That was like this one here, but it was down here, crossed. And I just was out here with the dog last night after dinner, and my crowbar was sitting here, and I got it off, and then I pulled the nails out of it. And that's kind of how I've just been working on this project, is just one bite at a time. But now we can walk through here. Now, the gate, this was funny. After we got the wall off that was here, up, and hauled out of here and torn apart and what have you, the gate section was lying on the ground, of course. And we thought, well, we'll just pick it up and take it out to the road because it's going to get replaced. Although it didn't really suffer any damage, we realized once. But it was still down here on the bottom. It was still connected to the concrete, or the cement. I don't know if you can see that. The light's not very good. But that bracket, the bracket on this side is pulled up, obviously. But that bracket was still connected. So we just propped it back up and latched it. So it's kind of the gate to nowhere, which is pretty typical of things around here. So back up a little here. So this area here is all I brought the broom out. I'm going to sweep that up. But that whole section we got demolished. There's still a few 2x4s here that I need to pull the nails out of and then stack. And then the last wall remaining is this short wall with the doors in it. And I don't know if I'm going to try to get at that today or not. And then there's another fence panel under this section that's all busted. And then, of course, this one that's hanging wonky. I may or may not. I haven't contacted a fence company yet. That's another day for another project. Phone call for another day. I really want to get this stuff out of here. The roof section is going to be a little more challenging because obviously I can't just pick it up and flip it over and get to the other side of it. So I think with the Sawzall and brute force, I'm going to do what I can. But again, it might be something that needs two hands to get at it. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just pulling off what I can get at and I can get to and hauling it out to the street. So today, at least this morning, I'm going to just sweep up out here. Bill's method of demolition is a lot messier and more brutal than my mode of demolition. I was pulling nails and taking things off section by section. He got the Sawzall out, cut sections up, and then took the sledgehammer mallet from the backside to this to the bits of siding, and that just left a mess everywhere. So but we got it done, and we got it done in half the time it would have taken me to do it just the way I was doing it. So and that just leaves me with a lot of nails to pull out of 2x4s, which I guess I could technically just leave until I needed to use them, but I might as well just pull them while I'm at. So I have, let me show you here, hold on a second. This little bucket is full of nails. That's the small bucket. It's so beautiful out here today. I can't not be out here. And the planter I've just been throwing bits and bobs and nails into, and it's getting pretty full. So there you have it.
It's like a family trial. Nothing ever stays the same. Once you let it change. It's like a family tree. Part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
All right, that's a pretty good little bit of work for an hour or so. There were a couple 2x4s in that corner piece that had termite or carpenter ant damage or rot or whatever that I got partly pulled apart and realized I am not going to put those with my other lumber and risk contaminating, and they weren't worth keeping. But let me show you so far my stack of reclaimed lumber out here. Pretty damn proud of this. So that's my stack. Mostly 2x4s. There's some 1x6s, I think, and some maybe 1x12s or 2x, I can't remember. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Some shelves in there, and then of course plywood. So I could probably rebuild my shed with using most of that, but I'm not going to. But maybe there's a chicken coop or, I don't know, attic storage or something that I can use it for. Or maybe we'll have supply chain issues again and I can sell it for $20 a board. I feel like that's about as much as I'd need to get for it to make it worth all the effort I used to reclaim it. But so I could keep working here. I think this section is gonna not take me that long to do. I just don't know that I have it in me today to do, because you can see these two pieces here are the doors, and I've taken the bolts off the hinges from this side that hold the doors in, but I think if I get kind of this end off and maybe take a Sawzall up there and kind of separate these, I could get these apart enough that I could lift it and the doors would come out. I don't feel like doing that today. I was also considering since this is over in the shade too, seeing like what more I could do to this shed. Like, I know I could get that soffit board off and then maybe the fascia, especially if I got a ladder out here. Let's start up there. I need to rescue and reclaim these little gable gingerbreads, and I may even try to save these gable vents because they're in pretty good shape. That one over there is missing a slat, but this one on this end, well, this one on this end's not missing a slat, but it is. Oh, okay, never mind what I said about it being in good shape. It's totally rotted. That's fun. All right, well, I guess we won't be saving that either. That's about one of the few things on this shed that were rotted. It was very overbuilt, but I have a couple other random naily broken boards I'm going to haul out to the street. I just like to keep a clean work area, so I'm not walking over stuff and accidentally getting a nail in my foot or tripping and falling over something. So listen to the bells. That's the Presbyterian Church downtown near Carillon. Sometimes this old Presbyterian child can recognize the hymn it's playing, but not today. All right, we're getting there. That's all I can do, one bite at a time. As is typical, I turned the camera off thinking I'm going to take a break, and I'm like, oh, just one more thing. So again, it's really hard to see what I did here, but I took another one of these long rafter, one of those guys. There was one right there, or the trusses come up. I think I'm using the right words. If I'm not, you know, do I look like a construction worker? Actually, don't answer that, because I think lately I do. But I pulled another one of those off there and pulled the nails out of it. About 2 whacks of the sledgehammer and a couple pries with the pry bar into it that, oh, I should move the camera, get a video of this. But I didn't. You're just going to have to believe me that I am not Martha Stewart. I do not have an entire team of people behind the scenes off camera doing the work. And then I get on camera looking all cute and clean. I mean, I did shower this morning, but I don't know why. But I don't get out back on camera and put the sledgehammer in my hand and take a couple whacks to the camera and then go back to my trailer. Nope. I do it all myself. So, except when I have a friend come help. We left Saturday afternoon. We were done. Don't ever underestimate a middle-aged woman from the Midwest and her gay best friend. Because if we want to get something done, we'll get it done. With or without mimosas. This week it was without. But there might be a Verner's float in my future. Today. Alright. I think now I am done for today. Although that board right there is just begging me to rip it off. And so is that one. And the one above it. And then if I get those off, I could take that. See, this is how it happens. This is how it happens. But I came out here mainly to just clean up the mess from Saturday that we left. I mean, we cleaned it up a little bit. We have one of my rolling toter garbage cans back here, and it is full of mainly broken pieces of the siding. I know I had mentioned earlier that I was hoping to save some of the siding so I could put it on these walls here, but it ended up, of course, it was everywhere a minute ago, and now I've cleaned it up and there isn't a scrap of it around to show you. It's not even hardy board, it's not cement board, it's the stuff from like the 70s, 80s, in that era. It's basically pressed cardboard. Press board, maybe, is what it's called. I'm not sure what it's called. But between its age and then after the storm, it sat out here for, getting rained on for the last couple weeks. Laying it down so it got wet, really wet, unlike it does when it's on the side of a building. And just trying to demo it, it just crumbled in pieces. So it wasn't the good solid wood siding that is on the house. And I don't think, I've never measured the reveal on my siding, but I think it's pretty standard. I don't think it's something that's going to be hard to get. So I think I can get new siding for this wall. And if I had to do hardy board, cement board, or something like that back here, I'd be fine with that because it's going to get painted anyway. So, as long as it looks to the eye authentic and it's not aluminum or vinyl, I'm going to be fine with it. So, another day, another aching muscle. Actually, my muscles are, I'm waking up much less achy than I was even a week ago. So I'm gonna be one buff chick. Any guy that thinks he wants to date me now is I don't even know what the standard is, but it's gonna be pretty damn high. But anyway, I'm not interested right at the moment. So anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm done. Bye. All right, this is just for the record. I didn't leave well enough alone. I pulled off the last of the cross pieces on these rafters, and I pulled off the soffit and fascia pieces. Pulled, beat with a hammer, cranked on with a crowbar, whatever fancy term you want to use. But yeah, I've got 4, 5 long 2x4s over here, at least 1, 2, yeah. These still need the nails pulled. But this side of the roof is pretty much demoed. And then I don't know where I'm going to go from here. I think the next day's project, I promise I'm not going to do it now that I'm out here again. I promise myself. I'm going to work on getting this off because I got it off from up there. So I think I know I can get it off from down here, although I did whack it from the back side with a mallet to get it off. And this is still got roofing attached to it, but it'll come apart. I know it will. Again, everything comes apart in the forts. And then I just cleaned up more random things. I almost got this header piece off of this piece. These two boards. You can see where the nails, right there. Because I was whacking on it with the mallet. But I couldn't get over on that, where's my finger? Over there to whack real well. And I was tired, so I stopped. Because I think if I get that off, then the disassembly of the rest of this is going to be a piece of cake. Right. Oh, cake. That's what I need. But I didn't want to finish the day without showing the final end of day progress, which was actually a few hours ago. I went inside and watched TV and had some lunch and rested. But compare this to the beginning of the video, or whenever this video is organized, however this video is organized, you'll see that I got more. That's all I can do. So in an effort to be fully transparent here, and so that all y'all don't get the misconception that I am some kind of frickin' Wonder Woman who can just go nonstop and keep moving and keep doing. This is how I've pretty much spent the day. Lying on my couch, watching other people do amazing things on YouTube instead of myself today. And I keep drifting off to sleep. I keep drinking water. I made myself a big breakfast to try to refuel my tank. It's early afternoon. I should make myself some lunch or plan my dinner. But I basically this isn't the first time in the last 8 months, actually the last 55 years, that I've pushed myself to the end and fell off the edge. And so yesterday afternoon, and yesterday I thought was taking a break. I took a break yesterday. I didn't really do a lot of hard labor yesterday, and I thought that was going to be my break day, my rest day. I puttered in the front room. I'm trying to teach myself to spin yarn. My sister is an amazing spinner and weaver and all things fiber artist. And she taught me to spin using a drop spindle about a year ago. And I never, then my life took the left turn that it took and led me here to Selma. And I haven't had time to get back to it. And then something I haven't shared with you yet, but that's coming in an upcoming video. I found an antique spinning wheel in a flea market last week. Last week, was it? And I've tried to learn how to use it. I know how to use it. I just haven't mastered all of the different hand-eye coordination things that it takes to spin on it yet. But yesterday I spent time spinning some yarn on my drop spindle and puttering around with that and being creative, and that was fun. And I also opened up Rose, my new treadle sewing machine, and oiled her up again, and she's running beautifully. She runs beautifully. She's got a little bit of a squeak in the treadle that I have to work out. Next time I go to the hardware store, I got to get more lubricant to try to see if I can get it to squeak. But that's how I spent the day yesterday, which to me felt like kind of it wasn't a do-nothing day. I cleaned and did a few, like I said, kind of puttered yesterday. That was supposed to be my rest, but last night, I reheated some stuff for dinner and had dinner here on the couch and laid down, and I had a chill, and it's been warm here the last couple days in Selma, kind of normal temperatures for this time of year here, and I was kind of enjoying that my furnace wasn't coming on every 10 minutes and that it was comfortable, but I had a chill, I laid down here on the couch, turned on some TV, and I was out. I haven't fallen asleep on the couch in front of the television in the evening in I don't know how long, but I slept. I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 9:15. Where did the evening go? I just slept. Got up, got ready for bed, and went to bed. And I didn't even have the energy to read or anything, which is what I normally do when I go to bed. And I go to bed an hour or two earlier than that and read in bed before falling asleep. But not last night. I went in, I fell right back to sleep and slept soundly. And got up this morning and was just I'm not achy. My body didn't hurt, considering all the physical labor I've been doing the last week or so with moving rooms around and demoing that shed. But I was just noodly. I just feel like an overcooked pot of pasta right now, which is probably what I'm going to have for dinner tonight because it's something easy I can make for dinner. And I just have not been able to get off this couch all day. And I think by 10 o'clock this morning, I was asleep again on the couch for a couple hours, at least an hour. So, what's the word I want? See, my brain nothing is working. Nothing is working today. So, truth in advertising is not really the term I was going for. But, yeah, I've just been in recovery mode all day. So I haven't even had energy to sit here with my computer and edit this video together. So I don't know when this is. I have to wait for tomorrow for me to do that. But I wanted to just say, if you're in a similar state that I am, it's okay. Just listen to your body. Something I used to always say quite often say when I was teaching yoga regularly, and even a couple weeks ago when I did have an opportunity to do some healing sessions. This healer needs to take her own healing medicine occasionally, and that is listen to the whispers so your body doesn't need to scream. And I thought I was listening to the whispers. I thought I was giving myself a break because I pretty much took Sunday as a rest day as well. Because last week was just a lot of go. And so Sunday felt like a good day to just rest. But then I got back at it on Monday, moved furniture around, etc. I don't know when. I don't know. I'm all off on my days. I don't even know what days anything is. Somewhere in there, I did another day of deconstruction of the shed and a bit more video of that. And then I took a rest day, and then here I am taking a crash day because I had some other symptoms that I won't go into, but some other things going on with my body that are telling me drink more water, eat better food, and give yourself a break. So I'm breaking. I'm broken. But I'm gonna rest up today, and it's a shame because it's a really nice weather outside. Well, it's a little cloudy. Like it feels like it could rain again here pretty soon. But yeah, I'm not doing anything. So there's where I'm at, and I'll be back at it. A friend gave me paint to paint the front bedroom that he had left over from a project that is pretty close to what I was thinking of in that room. And I'm not. Free paint is better than the perfect shade of pink. I think it's going to be pretty close. And there was a little bird chirping in the back of my brain going, start getting ready to paint that room. Start painting that room. There's also another little bird sitting there going, you've got all these sewing projects you want to do. You've got the treadle machine going. Maybe you could make that skirt or that thing or this other thing on the treadle machine. It'll be a fun project. Or you haven't touched your big machine in a long time. Maybe you need to do some embroidery or, I just have all these things I want to do, and my body is just telling me, no, you can't do them. Not today. You got more days that you can do them. And don't keep pushing so you end up not having those days to do them. And so here I am. Peace out, love. I'm gonna turn my YouTube back on or whatever I decide to watch and continue to rest.